Hi everyone, I'm Brandon McCoy and I'm part of Roundhouse Theater's education team with today's theater challenge for teens. Now today is less of a challenge and more of a video of helpful hints and advice to help you to ace your next video audition. Given the circumstances, if you are auditioning, this is the medium that you will be using. And for some of you that have an interest in going to school to study theater, are probably going to have to do the same. Create a video audition. And so the following video, I'm going to be joined by one of my very favorite students, and she and I are going to take you through some things to think about when filming your video audition. Let's see what kind of theater we can make. Okay, everybody, we have a very special guest, one of my very favorite students of all time. I'm so happy that she's here, and she is an alum of the Team Performance Company. Tell everybody your name, please.
Hi, I'm Victoria Keith.
And Victoria, you've appeared in 3 Sarah plays, 3 Team Performance Companies, right? And those plays were?
Yeah, I performed in Beach Week, Sloppy First, and Here I Stand.
And where are you going to school now?
I'm currently going to school to the University of Edinburgh in Scotland.
It's incredible. Victoria is a real success story at Roundhouse Education. I met her in summer programming, and she worked her way up and through all of our programs, and I'm just delighted that she has accomplished what she's accomplished. So now, Victoria is going to do a bit of a monologue from Sloppy Firsts, and we're going to present it as though it is an audition monologue.
Mother isn't favoring her beloved firstborn. She's giving me lectures on life. Get some perspective is one of her favorites. If I put things in perspective, I wouldn't make such a huge deal out of the teensy-weensiest things, and I'd be a much happier person. But her whole perspective spiel blows off my feelings at that moment. If something crappy happens, say when my best friend moves away 2 weeks before my birthday, my negative reaction is legit, right? It may not be as vivid as coming down with Ebola, but it's just as valid. It's not my fault that these are the problems I've been put on this earth to deal with, right? They're petty, they piss me off, and they're all mine. What's worst of all, I am totally aware of how ridiculous I am, especially after what Hope and her family have gone through. I know how small my problems are, yet that doesn't stop me from obsessing. Why does everything I see bother me? Why can't I just get over these daily wrongdoings? Why can't I just move on and make the best of what I've got? How do other people get happy? I wish I knew.
Victoria, that was really lovely. That was really, really lovely. And it's been a long time since you've done that play. Yeah. Now, friends, Victoria just gave a really good video audition. And so I'm going to give you some tips and tricks relative to what she just did. And then she will show you some things that maybe we shouldn't do that will help you to be more successful in your video auditions. A lot of people ask whether you should sit or stand for an audition. And my belief is that you should do either one. Sitting is appropriate and standing is appropriate. It's relative to what you want to accomplish in the monologue. So here's the first sentence of Victoria's monologue, sitting. Take it away.
When my mother isn't favoring her beloved firstborn, she's giving me lectures on life.
So you see, it's a little more intimate in this way, but standing is an appropriate version too. I would recommend filming it both ways. Another thing you want to make sure is that you're centered in the frame, because if Victoria did the first line of her monologue like this,
when my mother isn't favoring her beloved firstborn, she's giving me lectures on life.
I'm thinking that this is a monologue about a door instead of a monologue about a person. But if Victoria moves to the center of the frame, now she's featured, and now I'm paying attention to her. Another thing that you want to think about is your point of focus. Now, when Victoria delivered the monologue a little bit ago, she was using the computer's camera as her point of focus, and that is a completely appropriate choice. You can also go just slightly off of the camera like this. Let's hear the first line again.
When my mother isn't favoring her beloved firstborn, she's giving me lectures on life.
Now that's good because I still feel as though that I'm receiving that information. But if Victoria went one more shift to her right, looking to the right, that's too far and that's more profile. Also, we don't want the point of focus to be too high. So look back towards us, Victoria. Yeah, now if she's looking up there, I don't feel like she's talking to us. So back to the camera. In the direction of the camera or in the near vicinity of the camera is going to get you the most bang for your buck. Here we go. Here are 3 more helpful tips that will help you have a successful audition on camera. Make sure that your performance fits in the frame. It's a little bit smaller, and it's interesting because this is something of a marriage between a film audition and a theatrical audition. Theater is usually taking place in a larger space, and so the plays are typically written with that in mind. But you have to modulate that just a little bit to make sure that the scope and the scale of your performance fits within that literal and figurative boundary. Literally, don't go out of the frame, but also make sure it's not too big for the frame or too small for the frame. And then Victoria has a couple of other things.
You should put an emphasis on being vocally truthful, using operative words, and utilizing facial expression because of the limitations of the camera.
And finally, because it's film, you have the great luxury of being able to edit, and you should. Cut dead air at the beginning of your audition and cut dead air at the end of your audition. And just make sure that your audition concludes with these 2 words, thank you. Victoria, thank you. It's so good to see your face.
Good to see you.
I hope you're well, and I hope that someday soon we get to see each other in real life. So, there's a lot of details to consider, but remember this. Auditors want to see the same thing that they would want to see if you were auditioning live and in person. 1, they want to see you create truthful character holistically with your body, voice, and imagination. 2, they want to see what you're capable of through your material choices and the way that you interpret them. 3, they want to see your ability to incorporate and create playable action. And 4, they want to see you sustain that character and be an effective storyteller. If you can accomplish all of those things, then your audition will indeed be successful. Okay, that's all for this week. I want to thank Victoria for joining us. And if you would like to take classes with Roundhouse Theater Education, go to roundhousetheater.org, click on the Education tab, and check out all the classes that we're offering this summer and beyond. Thanks a lot. See you next time.